I'm Coach Eric, still on the road, still journaling, because hey, that's what we do, right? We talk about what's going on and what we're thinking about. We record it to make it real, we write it down to make it real, because this is unlocked mental performance, physical results. On the road trips I've had here in the last couple of weeks, I've caught some baseball games, and one of them was between a couple of post-grad programs. And I thought there was a really interesting feeling and sensation watching these schools that differs from a lot of the high school experiences that I've had. And it's about stress management. It's about how stressful the field felt. It's about whether or not mistakes and failure weighed those players down. Now, in a lot of ways for these players, this is kind of that last chance to get where they want to go. They're trying to make life-changing decisions. And like the college players that I've seen, they're up against much, much heavier competition than they used to be. But the difference between high school and college players is a skill level thing. They still have years of journey. When you're at post-grad, you're in between those two things. And so when you go and you do a visit at a post-grad and you're watching those games, you know that those players know that it's kind of the last year if they don't make the jump they need to get to the college level or to get drafted. One of the guys is draft eligible, may head that direction. But back to what I'm talking about, back to the sensation, the feel. One of the better players, we're talking a top 5 batting order guy, lots of power, good hands. He went over while I was watching, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't pretty. It was a bad day. We have bad days. That guy's got way too much talent to have too many of those bad days, but he had a bad day. And I don't know who was in the stands watching besides me. And what my opinion of him is doesn't matter in the longevity of his career. But what I know and what I noticed was a stark difference between the reactions of his coaches and the reactions I commonly see at high school games and at travel ball games and, oh, for the low-level travel ball games. I'm talking when you're young, when the recruits aren't out there for you. The coaches didn't jump down his throat. I didn't hear anyone yell, striking out is unacceptable. I didn't hear anybody putting this dude to shame. When he walked back into the dugout, his teammates didn't say, you can't swing at that. His teammates were like, hey, man, tell me what you saw. Why'd they ask him what he saw? Because if he can tell them what struck him out, it's going to make a productive and helpful thing for them, and it's going to make his at-bat meaningful in a positive way. They knuckled him up, they thanked him for the input, and he got back to work. They didn't even lift him up in the, hey, you'll get him next time manner. It was all about making that at-bat productive for the team and about for him next time. You know, we talk a lot about writing it down, and just like I'm doing right now, I'm recording this because it's an observation I had, and I can't write while I'm driving. But they lifted him up by making those offers meaningful and helpful. Nobody belittled him for having a bad day. Instead, they used his bad day to identify the strengths of what was a really good pitcher and help themselves not have the same bad day, which helped him feel better about the day he had, and he got back out and did well defensively. So rather than creating a snowball effect of striking out led to errors, rather than getting yelled at and screamed at and made to feel small, he made a mistake, he made a shortcoming or a failure productive. And in the end, if it's productive, is it really a failure? I'm Coach Eric. This is unlocked mental performance, physical results. Turn those mistakes into productive moments.